At this time, I would like to introduce the senior class president, Shay Roepke.
Unfortunately, I'm Shay Roepke. I'm really nervous when I'm going to mess this speech up, but I talked to a couple people in the hallway, and you guys are probably the most supportive people I could give a speech to. So a round of applause for you. Yay! My parents didn't really know I was giving the speech today, so surprise! Hey! Before I get to the meat and potatoes of the speech, I want to say a couple words about Mr. Robert Shipley. Would you stand up, please? Mr. Shipley is probably, out of all the people in this room, the most excited to leave. I don't know if all of you know this, but it's his last year and he's retiring after this. I wanted to insert a bald joke here, but Mrs. Trussman wouldn't let me. So imagine I said one and it was funny. No, but he's a really good guy. He just kind of got mixed up with the wrong crowd. No, but he's the best principal we could probably ask for, and we really appreciate everything you've done for us. Now for the meat and potatoes. It seems like only yesterday I was at Sunman Elementary on the playground, and we would tell secrets and pass notes and then give pinky promises that we probably would never keep, and we'd tell each other that we'd be friends forever and nothing would come between us. But the thing about a pinky promise is nothing's actually making that person keep their promise. And now we're graduating, and we're all going our separate ways, and you're gonna try to hold on to people and say you're gonna stay in touch, but you can't hold on to everyone. Megan McCafferty once said, even with the best intentions, growing apart might just be an inevitable part of growing up. Let me take a second to talk about the most important person in my life, Betty Roepke, Grandma Roepke to some. A lot of you might think you have the sweetest grandma in the entire world, but you don't. That position is filled. Also, probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. Okay, smart's kind of like a fluid term here. It's more like wisdom through experience. She can't tell you the digits of pi, but she can bake a great one. So, I think we could all take a page from her book because she taught me some of life's most important lessons. One of my favorites is that if you don't know what's going on, you can pretty much just smile and get out of any situation. And I see some of you are doing that right now. Another very important one is when beheading a chicken, do not let go of the body once the head comes off. I can't stress that enough. And my favorite is probably, there is never a reason to be sad. And if you look hard enough, there is always a positive. Very like a glass half full kind of thing. And I think she really demonstrated that this past year. She got a little sick, and it didn't matter how she felt. Whenever we walked into her hospital room, instantly it was just the biggest smile she could manage. So she's also one of the strongest people I've ever met, because we knew she was in pain, and she would push through all that. And she looked me in the eyes, and she pinky promised she wasn't going anywhere, and she was gonna fight it. But the thing about a pinky promise is, there's nothing actually holding that person to keep their promise. And a lot of times, there's nothing they can do about it. At the funeral, I was overcome by emotions I didn't know I was allowed to feel. I was angry, and I didn't know why she had gone. It was hard for me to accept that someone I'd been so close to could be gone just like that, especially after everything we'd been through. And we had plans. She was supposed to go to my show, and we were supposed to go to the aquarium together. She was supposed to be here. And it took me a long time, but I finally realized that it was actually very selfish of me to try to get her to stay and try to make her promise anything, because she's on to bigger and better things. And who am I to stop her? I don't know if you know this, but you and me and all of our classmates have so much potential. We can do whatever we want, and we have the ability to soar. And you might lose some people in your life, but that's okay, because they're soaring too. They're just soaring in their own direction, on to bigger and better things. Ali Condi once said, "Growing apart doesn't change the fact that for a long time we grew side by side, and our roots will always be tangled, and I'm glad for that." So when I was trying to write this speech, Mrs. Trussman said, "A lot of speeches focus on the past and who we used to be, and a lot more speeches focus on the future and who we could be. But I think we should focus on the right now, because you're never going to be who you used to be. And at this moment, you're never going to be this person you are right now at any other time of your life. This is our day. It's our time now. We're on top of the world. It's our celebration. And for some of us, this might be the biggest thing we ever accomplish, and that calls for a celebration. And for the rest of us, this is only just the first step, and that calls for a celebration. So celebrate today as it is, when we have each other. A wise man once said, "After all, the past and the future are both just made up of an infinite amount of right nows." I said that. Thank you.
afternoon, class of 2015. It is truly an honor to be here to address you as I've done for the last 5 years as your principal. Graduation is always such a special occasion. It's the culmination of hard work, the actualization of goals attained, and the acknowledgement of successes achieved. We have seen remarkable growth here at East Central High School over the last 5 years. 5 years ago, this school was rated an F. Today, we are rated an A with a four-star school distinction, which means we're in the top 25% of schools in the state. But this level of achievement is not possible without dedicated teachers and student body willing to accept that challenge. I'm proud to have been present to witness this growth and achievement. To the students before me today, I say, well done. Across America at about this same time, there's approximately 24,350 high schools holding a commencement ceremony. 348 are in Indiana alone. But today we'll only focus on East Central's. Each year I see students leave here that I've come to know and appreciate. In this class, I remember the neon t-shirts from Highlighter Homecoming. I remember constantly filling the jar on my desk with gummy bears, Cassie. Our conversations about work cars and other silly and rewarding topics. I'm also going to remember Shay's speech. That's probably the best speech I've heard in a commencement in my entire career. I'll also remember this as this class that started a 3-year run as a school of excellence with an A grade. You have no idea how proud I am of that accomplishment in itself. There are 2 Lilly Scholarship winners today, sweeping both Dearborn and Ripley counties in Eric Harrington and Shelby Armstrong. We also have a military academy appointment to West Point in Derek Roth. I admire the academic strength of this class, and I'm proud of all of your accomplishments, but I also have enjoyed the lighter side of just talking to all of you, getting to know you and getting to experience your joy and your disappointments. I'll truly miss those connections and conversations. For graduates, it seems like it's been a long time to get here, 12 agonizing years for some of you. For adults, it just kind of, where did the time go? It just seems to pass more quickly every year. That is why it's so important for all of you to shape your futures now. As you leave East Central and set forth in tomorrow's world, I have a few things for you to ponder. The first was stated best by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. You've likely heard statements like this while you're in school, but dismissed the notion. However, this quote resonates with truth. You are the master of your destiny. You alone decide where you will go. You can decide where you will step, which direction you will set your course. So be bold. Start mapping your course today. Seth Godin's book, Poke the Box, makes an excellent point along these lines. He states, please stop waiting for a map. We reward those who draw maps, not those that follow them. So I have to ask you this. What will you do and where will you go? Will you be one of the students living at home at age 30 and with no place to go? Or will you be the one leading the charge, the one making a difference, the one that knows their goals and attains them? Will you be bold and not afraid to fail and step out? If you wait for good things to come to you, you'll be waiting a long time. You must step out. You must risk and take that chance. But even if you do, is there a guarantee that you will succeed? Let's look at history to an answer to that question. Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, is my favorite example. Did you know that he failed more than he succeeded in the early years of his career? In 1816, his family was forced out of their home. In 1818, his mother died. 1831, he failed in business. 1832, he ran for state legislature and lost. In 1833, he borrowed money from a friend to begin a business, and it failed. 1834, he ran for state legislature again and won this time. In 1835, he was engaged to be married, and his sweetheart died. 1838, sought to become Speaker of the state legislature and was defeated. 1840, sought to become presidential elector and was defeated. 1843, he ran for Congress and lost. 1846, ran for Congress again, and this time he won. 1848, ran for re-election to Congress and lost. 1849, sought the job of land officer in his home state and was rejected. 1854, ran for Senate of the United States and lost. 1856, defeated for nomination as vice president. In 1858, he ran for U.S. Senate again and lost. Then in 1860, he was elected president of the United States. At the time this nation needed him most, he won. Not because he decided to step up in 1860, but because he did not let early defeats influence his path. He did not give up. He pressed forward until he became one of this nation's greatest presidents. You need to have that kind of drive and determination. Decide where you want to go and pursue that. Don't let circumstances block you. Don't let anything change your course. Remember President Lincoln's path. Remember how hard he worked to get where he wanted. Never let failure and disappointment defeat you. Be brave and don't hold back. Nurture that dream. Hatch that thought and embrace that idea. Jump in. Give it everything you have and never give up. If you do that, I'm confident you will succeed. An old Japanese proverb says, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. If this school would have succumbed to failure 5 years ago, where would we be today? Grade A-rated, top-performing, 4-star schools do not get there by accident. They don't not get there by chance. Instead, you, the teachers, the administration, and community rallied to turn the failure of that time into today's success. You are responsible in large part for that success through your hard work. Don't stop now. Continue on and remember Lincoln's example. The world desperately needs good people that won't give up. Tenacity, focus, drive, hard work. These will assure you a successful place in tomorrow's world. Work hard now so that you can play hard tomorrow. I look forward to hearing about your successes and your accomplishments. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint your parents. Don't disappoint yourselves. Congratulations on a job well done, and remember, we'll be watching from the school with an excellent tradition and an exciting future. One of the traditions here at East Central is a strong support of our armed forces. There are several students graduating today that have made the commitment to our branch of the military, including one that has been accepted to West Point. Would all the students that are preparing to serve or are currently serving in the military please stand and remain standing to be recognized? Anybody in the student body that's in the military now or going to be? I'd also like to recognize members of the audience that are serving or have served in the military. Would you also please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Dr. Williams and members of the Board of Education, as principal of East Central High School and a duly licensed administrator in the state of Indiana, I have had the records for the class of 2015 examined, and I assure you that all present today meet the requirements set forth by the state of Indiana and the Sunman-Dearborn Board of Education for graduation from East Central High School. Therefore, I attest that the students before you today are worthy recipients of an East Central High School diploma. Mrs. Esther and Mrs. Ballard, if you'd please begin reading the names of each graduating member.